Let's start over. Let's start fresh. That's okay. Let me go here. Okay, a little bit of backstory about Alan. So I was born and raised in Houston by a single mother. Not really with, we come from humble beginnings. I'll just say it like that. And when you are raised with humble beginnings, a lot of times, a Hispanic mother has us out there working very early age. I think at the age of like 4 or 5 years old, I was already, knocking on doors. I was already closing, looking for a cell, and my cell was to take out the trash. And it wasn't until years later, maybe when I was 8, where I started actually becoming my own boss, and I was actually selling spearmint gum. So yeah, I took it upon myself. I had $1 and I would buy like 8 pieces of spearmint gum, and I would sell those for 100% profit. So I would, for 25 cents, I would give, a little pack of gum was 5 in there. So I would make $2. And that was just enough to get me some food to eat at lunch, because I really felt embarrassed using the lunch card or the food stamp card that we had to use. Everything, that was my first beginning of selling. And then it branched off into Kool-Aid and flavored Kool-Aid. So I've always been a salesman since I was just a baby. My mom just embedded sales inside of me, which is actually a big plus for me, I think. It was a huge advantage, I think, because I was never scared to approach people to sell something or sell my services or even a date. I was never be scared to, because I was so used to going up to people. By the time I got older, it was nothing to go up to a random stranger. And today it's just amazing. I can go up to I can just start talking to someone. So it's really, I want to say it's a gift, but it's not. It's a gift from my mother that put that sales inside me. I mean, that's what she did. So, fast forward years or decades, and the .com. So I went to, quick story, a little bit about me, is that out of college, my first corporate job, or while I was in college, I went to work for Xerox Corporation in Houston off of Northwest Freeway, very close to a mall called Northwest Mall. And, I was doing well there. I actually developed my first piece of software called the Scrubber that went in and automated cleaning data, because they were doing it manually. And so I just really created some macros and cleaned up the code a little bit to clean up the data. And so my old boss, I remember his name, let's just call him K-Man. K-Man, one day he says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I remember being very ambitious. I always wanted to raise, because I was just barely making it, and I was making like $12 an hour. And I probably was being a bit pushy and rude, and they're not used to that in corporate, but I just didn't know. I was a little bit ignorant of the corporate policies. So he's like, "Yeah, can you come by after work and just have a chat with me?" And I thought maybe he's gonna change our dental plan or something. I didn't know. And it turns out I was laid off or fired. I got fired from that job. It actually was, packed up just like in the movies, got my box, put my stuff in the box, and headed to the elevator. No security or anything, but I thought it was interesting. That was a closed door that was a blessing in disguise. So that was my first piece of software that I developed, and I ended up developing some more software, and it was just in time for the .com boom. I rode that software did absolutely amazing. Back then, all we had to do was a lot of search engine optimization to appear on Google, to appear on Google on first page by, stuffing keywords, putting the description, not really doing a lot of backlinks, but just doing really search engine optimization. It wasn't until Google changed their algorithm where you have to actually have backlinks, and they're going to be looking at how long people are looking at your content, because now they track every single thing. So I wrote that software made a lot of money, and so I was doing a lot of online sales. I was making a lot of money online, which was fantastic, like $1,000 a day. And at 24 years old, that was a lot of money. I was like, wow. But the .com, it didn't last long. I think it lasted for about 4 years, and you can see the sales start to decline like crazy, and it busted. Ended up getting a store, and then that still busted because I didn't know a lot about business and branding and marketing, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. I ended up going bankrupt for that company. I had to bankrupt because I didn't know about business. So I tell you, I had a lot lot of failures and hardships, a lot of success, and a lot of reaching the top and then getting knocked down and getting back up and getting success and getting knocked down. So it takes a special type of person to become an entrepreneur, because you have to be ready to fall down and just keep dusting yourself off and keep dusting yourself off. Then the real estate, that's when I decided, I was like, where can I get into a business that makes this amount of money, $1,000 a day or at least $15,000 a month? And that's how my friend Gabriel told me about real estate. And that's how I got into real estate. And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have the right connections. I knew a lot of people because I talk a lot, but I didn't have any kind of brand. In fact, the brand that I had with the rim shop didn't do well at all. Like I said, I made a lot of money, but I didn't know how to treat it like a business. So that's how I got into that. And of course, marketing follows all of this stuff. From the auto business to the real estate, it all falls in that marketing. It all falls under the umbrella of marketing. And so I'm going to be teaching you in this video, we're going to be talking about the foundations of marketing, where it's going in 2023 and into 2024. So marketing, what is it? Just imagine you just invent something. Maybe this is pretending like it's a sneaker, super cool sneaker that you design, and it's awesome, and everybody's gonna love this sneaker, or high heel for the ladies, but you just made it. And it does not mean that people are gonna magically appear at your doorstep and just like, yeah, I want to buy those sneakers. I buy those sneakers, and this is like where the marketing comes in. So, but in 2023, we have to be really careful, because we don't want to be spammy, but we also want to provide, at the end of the day, we want to sell our services or our product. That, at the end of the day, that's the goal. Of course, we want a great business. We want brand loyalty, we want great customers, but at the end of the day, it comes down to someone pulling out their credit card and buying your product or services. We're going to talk about that. Let's move into that. Okay. So the basics of marketing. You need to know really 6 things, but I really recommend just 5. Selling is just obvious, but understanding your audience is what we're going to be talking about, who your avatar is. We're going to be talking about branding, and it's not really what you think in branding. Like a lot of people are like, I'm not a brand, I'm a person. I'm like, okay, come on, bro. Hey, we're all a brand in some way, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit in depth. And then we're going to talk about promotion. And promotion is advertising. This is the horn that we are doing this. But we're also going to be giving value. This is what we're talking. We're going to be doing this in today's terms in 2023 and going into 2020. Then, of course, we're going to be talking about engaging with your customers. And this is awesome, because in this day and age, you can easily engage with customers, but people refuse to do so because it takes a lot of time. But when you're first getting started, these relationships are going to build and grow and snowball. We're going to be talking about that in building a relationship in number 6. And of course, number 5 is selling. Of course, we got to get people to support our business and pull out that credit card and actually buy something. So we're going to be talking, this is the basics of marketing. Now, let's talk about knowing your audience. Let me just get some water real quick. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me too. I hope you guys, if you have a comment, let me know. I'm going to see here. There. Okay. Looks like it is. Hey, Austin, I see you online there, brother. Let me just take this thing off. Hold on one second. It's kind of cool. Hey, Austin, I'm online there. Okay, so understanding your audience. Let me make this a little bit smaller. See here, you don't need to see handsome face. So understanding your audience. Okay, before you tell your sneaker story or whatever, maybe you're a plumber, maybe you're an electrician, but who is your audience? Who is the people that you want to serve, or who are the people that you want to attract? This is super important. So you really need to take some time to decide, who do you want to attract? And so here's some things to think about when you're coming up with a customer avatar. An avatar is like an imaginary person that you could put a name to, actually, both for a female or male, whatever you want. But it's neat. You can use these examples, but don't stop there. Don't limit. And I'm not talking about, I don't know, not being mean or anything, but we're going to be looking at the age of people. So for instance, I'm a realtor. I don't want to sell. Well, nobody's buying real estate at 16 years old or 17 or 18. Usually it's around 27 to 40 years old are my clients. So that's the type of person that I would be going for. Now, gender, most of the time I connect with women. So I would run my ads to just show women if that was legal, but we cannot do that. But let's just say that the people that are buying, okay? And so how about race? What if you're selling tacos? You would have a race of an Hispanic or Latin culture. And then what if you have beliefs? Well, if they are Latin culture, most of them are Catholic. And what do they do with their leisure time? What are they doing with their free time? You're gonna understand why this is important once we go into, remember this course is 30 days long. So you're gonna understand that when we start getting into demographics and coming up with your social media demographics campaign, this is where it's gonna come into effect. You might thinking, why would I need to know his leisure and beliefs? Because all this stuff, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Google, they all track all this information. So the more we know that we defined the audience, the more we define that audience, we can pinpoint him down. And remember, as this saying here, riches are in the niches. We got to niche down. Because if you try to speak to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. So do not try to make everyone happy. It's impossible. It is impossible when you're doing branding and marketing. In fact, you can take this in the words of, I'm not saying I'm a believer or non-believer in Donald Trump, but Donald Trump pisses a lot of people off, and there really isn't any bad publicity. There really isn't. As long as you get people talking, bad or good, you get business. I promise you on that. Of course, we want them talking good, but bad or good is we got our name out there, So anyways, going to, we said age, gender, race, beliefs, leisure, food. What are they eating? What are the restaurants they're going to? Where are they going to eat at? Their job types. Are they blue collar type? Are they like plumbers? Are they more working with their hands? Are they, a white collar? Are they in corporate? Oh, how about their political stance? Are they Democrats? Are they Republicans? Are they whatever the other one, the green one, I forgot? How about the religion? Catholic, Christian, Jewish? It's interesting, but because I look Indian, although I am Hispanic, I get a lot of Middle Eastern clients because they think I'm Middle Eastern. So, if I know that Middle Easterns like doing business with me, then I can kind of start advertising to people that go to our maybe, what do you call that? Mosque? Or, that's their temple. Maybe the people that have checked into temple, I can do that. And that's just one way of using these type of demographics for your benefit. Remember, there's no 100% in advertising. There is no do this and you get rich. All the thing we can do in marketing is try things out, look at the numbers, look at the analytics, and then try to improve on those numbers, and it will never ever stop. It's like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nike, they keep on tweaking it and changing things and keep on improving the numbers. Sometimes it goes down and sometimes. And then of course, the last thing on the list is when you design your customer avatar, the person that you want to talk to, the last one, which is one of the most important, is what are the problems they're having and what is the solution that you can provide based on what you are selling. Let's just say, for instance, you're trying to talk to people that, of course, you're selling a sneaker in this case, so people that had their maybe shoes too tight or something. Maybe you sell a loosened shoe, there are some shoelaces or a Velcro or something. These are solutions that you can provide. So branding is so funny because a lot of times a lot of people thinking that branding is just, I gotta change my brand, I gotta do brand, and they push it way too far. But it's not that, and it's not about, spamming people about what you're doing, but it's actually living your brand out. It's actually, showing that's why it's so important to do what you really love in life. Because if you love it, then it's not really work. So we can show behind the scenes, what are we doing as a plumber? Or what are we doing as an electrician? Maybe you're a hairstylist. Maybe you go and show, you buying extensions, and then you can teach about different types of hair. And, if you're a plumber, you can say different types of tools you use and little situations situations that you get into, because people really enjoy that authentic feel, you know, of like, this guy is really doing his job, and this is a little bit of backstory on him. And a lot of times branding, like I just wrote that, this is about giving your business a unique identity. You know, a lot of times, you know, if we don't create a narrative, then people will create a narrative for us. So it's very important for us to create a narrative. So I really recommend you go into a coffee shop, define your narrative of what you want your audience to communicate and to receive. So they're going to receive and kind of interpret what you're saying. Okay. Let me take a look here. Oh, good. I'm just looking looking at the comments. So yeah, it's very important that you come up with a narrative. So go to a coffee shop, spend a couple of maybe 2 hours there, put some relaxing earphones music on, and just come up with a narrative that you want your audience to start perceiving in you. And so it really bothers me sometimes, being a realtor, real estate broker, is that when I see realtors and they have their boobs out, or the man is partying all the time, and you need to really be sending out a professional tone, because you know people have to trust you, and that just goes for my real estate. But what if you're promoting clubs? And then that's fine. You want to be seen out there. You want to be showing, you know, that you're having a great time in the clubs. Or if you're selling dresses or maybe you're selling plastic surgery, then that's fine. You can show that kind of stuff. But if you define your narrative, if you define what you want people to perceive, then you can start communicating and living that brand out, because you're creating an identity. But you have to live that identity. It's not enough nowadays that you say it, but it's also important that you live it. So, you know, take that to heart. So some branding facts: give value. Above all else, if you get one thing from this video, I want you to give value and give without expecting anything in return. And we're gonna go into the psychology of giving in another video, but trust me, we're gonna build on that, because that's gonna be one of the main theories of these branding videos that we're gonna be going through the next 45 days or 30 days. You're gonna become the go-to expert in whatever field you are. By the time you finish this 30 days, you follow the course I've been giving you, you're gonna become the expert, the go-to person. When people have a question about the field that you're in, they're going to be coming to you. When they have a referral and they need to refer somebody, they're going to be sending it to you. I guarantee it, you will make money on this. There are only 2 spaces. Here goes another fact that I want you to get from this video. This right here, because I'm getting a little bit of glare, and I keep on going to the side. Maybe I need this like camera's a little bit weird. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there are only 2 spaces. This is a fact for any kind of brand or service, a product or a service. There's only 2 spaces. So whenever you think soda, you think Pepsi or Coca-Cola. Whenever you think tennis shoes, you think Nike or Adidas. Whenever you think air conditioners, you think Lennox or that other one, the Train. Because there's only 2 different spots available. And why? Is because subliminal advertising and things that you keep up, that you've been hypnotized by them. And this is the same thing that we're going to do to our sphere of influence. And we're going to talk about sphere of influence, aka SOY, and how to hypnotize them, not for them to buy our services, our products, but for them to refer business to us. That is the key. Everybody knows about 200 to 244 people. Every single one of us knows that many people that we run into on a monthly basis. Teachers, students, electricians, friends of friends. We need to hypnotize their training. We need to have them refer business to us, because if we can get those people, they are at walking, talking, advertising TVs with legs. But we have to start getting them to talk about us. We have to become that first or second spot in their brain whenever they think about your product or service. And I hope that you guys, I hope I'm not talking too loud. Let me check on this again. Hold on. I really wish I was trying to go to take a look, make sure. I hope this is right. I don't know if you guys know this, but I sit on the board of Houston Heights Online Chamber of Commerce, so I'm going live there too. Let's take a look here. Oh, nope, that's not it. Oh man, it is a different. I tell you what, it's still learning. I'll give you that. Anyways, promotion and advertising. This is the act of getting the word out. You could do this by making like a cool video, cool picture, even a cool status, just to get your, get your word out. So there's a couple of things that there's two types of advertising, okay? One is gonna be organic, which is free, and the other one is gonna be paid advertising, okay? These are two different ones. Then you really need to do both at the beginning. But in each case, you need to be answering a problem or giving some value. Let me turn this on. These lights are super hot. You wanna actually engage with potential customers. By engaging, I want you to answer the questions that they have. Any type of question, even any kind of small little comment, you need to keep that engagement up. Now, you don't want to be sending out spam at all, especially like in groups, because people will ban you, okay? We get all types of spam in the Houston Heights, and I ban them. We're going to be going through some of the advertising things that they've done, just so you can see examples. And of course, you want to help people solve problems. See how you can be helpful, because once again, when you give without expecting, people have a mindset of reciprocity. Reciprocity? Did I say that right? They want to help you in return. Maybe that's referring business or actually buying your product or services. Now, engaging a other, it's not just about like telling your story, but also listening to what others have to say. It's about listening to their problems, seeing how you can actually solve them, engage with them, be sympathetic. It doesn't have to be hit and quit, and do not use copy and paste. And if they're talking about feedback about your product or service or how they interpret you, that's golden. In fact, we want that engagement. Ask them, hey, how do you feel about me doing these types of posts? What types of posts would you like to see? If you're a hairstylist and your customers come in, ask them. Try to give as much feedback in a non-spammy way as possible. You may just be talking and have a nice conversation. Hey girl, how you doing? Come sit down in my new chair. And by the way, what did you think about the new color we painted in? How do you think about the counters? What kind of products would you like to see here? What's important to you? Try to get that information out, because that's golden. It really is. And you got to listen to them and make changes. Do not be critical. And if somebody says negative things, you always want to be positive, never respond in a negative tone, and be like, oh, thank you, I did not know that. I will fix that for next time. That's just, you don't want to object in any kind of customer way. We're here to serve. And when you're small business owners, reviews are very important. So you have an objection, you want to be able to, you know what, sir? Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Let me get right on that. Yeah, that's for sure. We just went promotion, we went engaging. Oh, here goes another little tip for you guys that are just getting started. So some engaging tips. Let's say, for instance, you are selling houses like I do. What you want to do is you want to go over to Twitter, you want to go over to Reddit, you want to go to Facebook, you want to go to Instagram. Look for some hashtags that may be like something that you can something that you can help with. So like if somebody says moving to Houston, hashtag move to Houston, then you want to search that. If you're a plumber, you may say hashtag plumbing leak. I don't know, sink or something. If you're a hairdresser, you may say, hair extensions or new hair or something like that. Or maybe, you got to think outside the box. Use some hashtags to search those platforms. Look at what people are saying. Look for an opportunity for you to actually engage and give some value. Now, we're going to be talking about creating a blog post based around those issues and sending them over to the blog, and then having a call to action, which is only one thing to do, is make an appointment or get more information or contact you or sign up for a newsletter, so that we can make a relationship. And we're going to be talking about that later on, so that we could sell them for in the future and continue with a nice relationship, bringing them along a journey. Oh, by the way, once you get some traction on this, you can outsource this. So don't get overwhelmed. Once you have some money in your pocket, you can just outsource to someone, maybe paying the minimum wage just to go and do that, and look for hashtags and comment and try to get them over to the blog. I need some water, but I'm gonna force myself through this. Now, this is really gonna be the most important. This is what's gonna keep you in business for for years and years to come and have your business actually sellable. Not only sellable, but scalable. You'll be able to scale once you start developing relationships. So that's what good marketing does. That's what branding is. It's the foundation, the essence of what you are offering, your products and services. So, when people buy your stuff, I promise you this, they will keep coming by and keep giving you money, not because your sneaker or your plumbing is the best, but because you keep popping up in their mindset and you are giving great service as well. So you're doing both. You're in their face with subliminal advertising. You're giving value. They're going to continue to give you business. The number one thing I love about that, relationships, word of mouth is so powerful. Once you get the buzz going. For upset customers, you're going to have some. That's no problem. But once again, you do not object. Once you make an objection, that starts an argument. That's opposing. You are opposing. Do not object. You make sure, oh, sir, thank you, or ma'am, thank you so much for bringing that attention. I'm going to fix that right away. I'm glad you brought that up to me. I did not notice that. Whatever you got to do, you agree, apologize, move on. I've had so many people and reviews that if they come up, they'll change it. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? Because they were expecting me to contradict them or to oppose them, and I didn't. I was like, you know what, sir? So sorry about that. I'm gonna fix that. One time I had a person complain on me because I didn't answer the phone quick enough. Yeah, that's a true story, man. And the last one is gonna be, we're gonna be using automation powers. A lot of things will be automated and using artificial intelligence. This is what we teach here at Firewire Ads, is by taking your company and automating some of the processes to alleviate a lot of different jobs. Like just creating blog posts, doing your content calendar, doing your reputation management, doing your newsletters, responding with chatbots. All this stuff is a part of using AI that we have at firewireads.com by helping small businesses like yourself. In summary, we have a few things that I love to point out. Number one, we have to understand your audience. These is the customer avatar. These are the people that you want to serve and that want to find you. Just because you have the best product or service does not know people don't know you. And the number one rule why people fail is because of anonymity. You're anonymous. Nobody knows your services. Number two is branding, and branding is not what you think it is. Branding is by giving value, by living your dream, by living out your services and showing them that you are authentic. Not fake, not really fake it to make it, even though you can, but you have to have heart enough to keep on pushing, because I promise you it's not going to be easy at the beginning. And then the third one is promotion, aka advertising. You have to use paid ads and we have to use organic. These two things go together. Organic is going to be the long evergreen content that we're going to be creating on our blog post. But that paid has, no matter what, this organic is only going to reach hundreds, but the paid is going to reach thousands. And we need both of them to survive. And then 4 is engaging with those customers by getting some feedback, looking at people responding to our posts, making sure that we're engaging with them and creating, that's number 5, a relationship. Don't copy and paste. Make sure that you either do it yourself or you hire someone that is educated in what you do, or you train them about what to say. This is very important. It's a small business. Marketing is a mix of telling your story, but understanding the audience, promotions. So it's a lot being a small business owner, it really is, but it's worth it. You can really do it. And this is how I was able to, I'm retired, semi-retired at 40 years old. I'm 40 plus now, not that I want to say it, but yeah, this is how I was able to do that. And now I'm teaching people about the power of using, artificial intelligence, automation, and these big levers so they can scale and make their business scalable. It's super important. So I hope you guys learned a lot in this video. I really appreciate. If you did, do me a big favor, hit the thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Alan at firewireads.com. I'm the CEO, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.